Material meaninglessness. I mean, the name's pretty self-explanatory. Material meaninglessness is, well, the meaninglessness of material things. And one of the great advantages you get when you do this work is you are able to see the meaninglessness in things without you having to waste time trying to pursue them, to attain them, and to experience the meaninglessness for yourself. Because while there is benefits to realizing a house or a car or countless other items or types of situations, whether that be relationships or parties or drinking or whatever, not having to waste the time to personally experience the meaninglessness within these things is hugely advantageous. And when you commit to deconstructing yourself from within, you ultimately get to that point where you could look at a thing, you can ponder a thing, a material thing, or external type of situation that you had previously believed had promise. You could imagine a thing or ponder it, I should say, and know, not just suspect, but know that there's meaninglessness there. Ultimately, what you thought those things, or what you thought the experience or the situation or the item, the material item was going to get you, you'll know it's illusory, it's imaginary. You're imagining a certain level of satisfaction coming from that thing that is never going to actually come from that thing. So this is what you get when you do extensive consciousness work. This is what you get when you go within and you deconstruct yourself bit by bit. And yes, this, at least my experience has been, this takes years to start to pay dividends. This isn't overnight shit I'm talking about, and that's it's something that gets overly simplified too in terms of the mainstream, the process of consciousness work, and the process of law of attraction. Because as I understand law of attraction and attracting material things, which you can attract material things, to be able to do it consistently, reliably, and in a way that's healthy and selfless and aligned with the universe, you have to deconstruct. You have to deconstruct yourself within, so you're not limited by your dependency on the thing. So the spiritual techniques you may apply in terms of attaining that material thing isn't compromised by the fact that the way you're going at it is limited by the hope that this material thing is going to bring you satisfaction. See, when you use certain quote-unquote spiritual techniques to attain material things, but you're coming from a very selfish place or a limited place or a dependent place in terms of getting that thing, you're really just inevitably going to end up in a situation where if you do attain that thing, you'll be sorely disappointed. See, you deconstruct yourself enough from within, and you end up attaining a certain material possession, something such as a car or a house, or you end up achieving or getting into a relationship. You end up being disappointed because you need that thing to be a certain way. Whereas if you deconstruct yourself enough, you can truly appreciate that thing because you can see it, you can experience it in its wholeness without expecting it to be something it's not, without needing it to be something that it's not. So it's remarkable what you can do when you deconstruct from within. And the thing about it, when it comes to material meaninglessness and really being able to properly assess and see material items for what they are, it requires an energetic breakdown in terms of those energy blocks within. But no one tells you that when it comes to those energy blocks, there's a certain feeling or sensation of physicality with them in terms of them breaking down. This means that you put enough time into working on undoing energy blocks, you'll literally feel the energy break within. But at least this was the case for me. This takes years. It wasn't, for me, for me personally, it took 4 years before I actually started to feel in a consistent, meaningful, obvious way energy blocks becoming undone within me. I may have felt it before, but it was very inconsistent, and it was such a rare thing. If I was feeling it before, that I'm not even certain what I was feeling before was energy becoming unblocked. I think it was, but in terms of when it started happening consistently, where I would do my routine day to day, and every single day without exception, I could feel energy blocks becoming undone within. There's times when there's even a resulting soreness, and even a discomfort that comes from these blocks being on the verge of breaking or breaking. And that's something that validates its realness, because what comes after is more of an internal feeling of spaciousness. So it's remarkable to feel this, because it so legitimizes the work and the effort that you've put in. When you experience this, you're going to be, you're going to be amazed at just how practical and tangible and strong certain components were within you that are getting undone. So in terms of material meaninglessness, the reason I'm making this video is because there's real power in having an automatic and true assessment, being able to have an automatic and true assessment in terms of what material meaninglessness is, in terms of the meaninglessness of material items. And I've recorded this video looking at this big ass hornet, I believe hornet or wasp flying around. So anyway, I'm just somewhat aware of this. Anyway, yeah, it's knowing the meaninglessness of material items, not just intellectually understanding it, that comes with much greater power than anyone would let on, because most people they can't truly appreciate the meaningless of material things. They can intellectually understand it, but it's not until you viscerally feel it where it's understood that, hey, this understanding here, truly understanding it viscerally, will help catapult me to an entirely new level in terms of my spiritual progress. So that's something I wanted to speak on. And yeah, it's something else, man, because it's weird how it works within, because when I see something material, when I ponder something material, a nice car, a nice house, I can still understand and appreciate its value in terms of being like, oh wow, that'd be nice to be in that house, that'd be nice to drive that car and all that. But there's just no attachment to it. I could feel its limitation. I could feel how quickly it'll become boring and uninteresting if there's a level of dependency that comes with this material thing. So, and one of the things is, in terms of being able to viscerally feel the meaninglessness in material things, that comes with simultaneously being able to feel the visceral meaninglessness within yourself in terms of who you are. And this is to be taken the wrong way, because when you start to feel the meaninglessness behind your physical self, what comes with that is far more of an appreciation of your true self and the love for your true self, who you really are. And that's quite a wonderful experience. get a genuine sense of love, because in terms of the self that you're loving, the genuine self, that's infinite, and that results in it being infinite, results in an infinite love for it, which is an infinite love for yourself. So two things are happening at once here. You're getting appreciation for the meaninglessness of all material things, but you're also getting a appreciation for the meaninglessness of your physical self, of who you identify yourself to be, of your ego. And with that comes the ability to truly appreciate everything. So the paradoxical thing is, you understand and can properly assess the meaninglessness of things, but now you can, as a result, you can truly appreciate something for what it really is, and you won't get deluded in this appreciation and satisfaction that comes from this thing. Because, well, to be honest, anything that's material, that thing in itself, you can't really get satisfaction from. And when you see a thing beyond its physicality, that's ironically when you end up feeling a real sense of satisfaction from the experience of that thing, whether it be in a house or a car or anything. You're able to experience and appreciate something for what it really is. You're able to see beyond the facade of what it really is, and therefore comes real satisfaction, because that satisfaction isn't actually coming from the thing itself. It's really coming from your connection with the source and your connection with your truest self, and being able to emanate that into the world. That emanates into every experience and colors every experience you have. And with those things I talk about, these material things, there's a level of presence that you have that is a part of you now, which, as I said, you're able to really enjoy those things because you don't need to enjoy them. You not needing to enjoy them allows you to enjoy them. It pulls at you. It really, really does. It takes time, though. I mean, there might be a certain number among you who are far more capable in this department of internal work than I am. So you may get along. I may progress a lot faster, but it took a while. But it gets to a point where, I mean, the pull was there very early on, but there gets a point where the pull is very, very strong, and it just outweighs the desire for other things, because that goodness that is the entirety of existence is now existing prominently within you. And because it is existing within you, and because you are perpetually aware of it, there's a perpetual pull toward deepening that goodness, that sense and that connection to that goodness, that infinite goodness. You want to deepen it, because when you're feeling it within yourself, it's so powerful, it's so beautiful, it's so wonderful. You want to deepen it, you want to deepen it, you want to deepen it, you want to deepen it. And you know nothing else is fucking with this. Nothing else is fucking with this. So this is real shit. You can see too, it's funny, you can see in terms of when you watch things to do with the media, things to do with celebrities, to do with musicians, to do with actors. You can look at what they're doing and genuinely feel like, oh, thank God I don't have that life. That if I did end up with that life, I'd be coming at it from a whole different angle, and it'd be wonderful as a result. But you're thanking God. You're so grateful that you whether unable or didn't choose to achieve a certain amount of fame and riches prior to progressing in your spiritual development, because if so, your whole body, your whole being would have been wired and attached to that way of existing, in terms of the celebrity and the fame and the money and the next project, the next thing you're doing in terms of relevance. And everything you did would have been colored or tainted or affected by that. Therefore, it would have been limited. You would have been attached. Limited, bound by your material, I can say, your material career, your material reality, your how you identify yourself as an actor, or R&B artist, a rap artist, and that's what you would have been reliant on for your peace, for your happiness, and your joy. And it really doesn't matter what the career is; it would be severely limited, but you wouldn't know it, because almost all people don't know that they don't know. They don't take spiritual work seriously. It's not spoken about anywhere. Why would they? They don't actually believe. They don't even have an inkling, a sense that, at least I think the vast majority don't have a sense that the peace, the satisfaction, the joy you can get from this work dwarfs anything you can get in terms of a paycheck, in terms of relevance, in terms of a sexual experience. It's otherworldly. And just imagine being able to get connected to that otherworldly type of reality and then bring that into a reality of being a rap artist, or being an actor, or an R&B artist, or a pop artist, or a business owner. Just imagine bringing that reality into it, that otherworldly energy, that goodness, that truth that goes beyond the physical. Imagine bringing it into your career. It's beyond words what that would mean to you, and what it would mean to everybody who encounters or who purchases your product, who utilizes your services, who enjoys what you create. I got wasps just flying around here. I'm hoping they don't mess with me or anything. So far, they've kind of not been messing with me, but they're kind of getting close to, so. There's another reality. It's real. It's as real as this video. It's as real as yourself. As real as the person who's watching this. That other reality does indeed exist. But you can only get there individually. No one can do it for you, and you have to be dead set committed to doing it. And you have to explore for yourself, research for yourself, figure it out for yourself, because every human being is like a unique puzzle, and you have to figure out the puzzle pieces that work for you in terms of what it's going to take to deconstruct what you got going on within. Because for some it's going to be more arduous, for some will be less arduous. I would say the overwhelming majority will be far, 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 far more arduous. I dare say for the vast majority far more arduous than me, for the simple fact that me even being able to make the commitment back in late 2019 is a huge indicator of less bullshit going on within, and to allow me to make the commitment in the first place. Whereas other people have so much going on within, they can never get themselves to making that commitment and taking it seriously, or they can never attract subconsciously the types of things that would lead them to make the commitment. Because an ability to make the commitment, an indicator of less BS going on, is the ability to attract the types of things that will allow you to commit to deconstructing yourself, getting connected, and experiencing the infinite goodness, the infinite love that is the universe. It could be simple for some, it could be easy for some. Don't expect it to be. At a bare minimum, you want to be prepared to go through hell. And if you are listening to this and you feel like, okay, well, this is interesting and I want to do it, but I don't think I can get myself to do it, then you need to commit to simply learning enough about what I'm saying to such an extent where you can't help but commit. Learn about it to the extent where the information you get, the clues from history that you get are so overwhelming or so overwhelmingly convincing that you're like, I can't help but commit to expanding my consciousness and connecting to source. There's no other way. There's no other thing that's bigger than that or more important. Learn what you need to learn to convince yourself, to make yourself care. Because one of the greatest impediments, if not the single greatest impediment you'll deal with, is an inability to care. You have to actually be able to care about committing to increasing your consciousness. You have to care. See, that's a skill in itself, I would say. The ability to care about a thing. If you don't care about it, you can't do it if it's not genuine. You have to find a way to make yourself care. If you're like, oh, wow, I really do want that, but I don't really care to go that way because I'm not convinced, then take a leap of faith and start learning what's going to convince you to move a different direction in your life, to do much more internal work, or to do internal work, period, because maybe you've just never done any internal work, which is, I would say, probably the vast majority of people too. So don't take this for granted, because if you do commit, and if you give a real commitment, if you really do commit, inevitably you'll reach a point where the one regret you're going to have is that you didn't start sooner. So that's the deal on that. And more, I just have this desire to just walk. I don't think it's going to be too long before I'm spending hours and hours each and every day just walking, because I feel pulled to do that. It's almost like I want to go out and be fused or blend in or melt into reality. It's almost like some internal need to do that, and that's getting satisfied by going out and walking. And this, of course, is a result of the work, and it's a wonderful feeling to have. It very much is. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.